Hello to everyone. It's time to me for record the new speaking practice video. And today's video I'm going to record at the start of the working day for me in order to be fresh during the speaking. Yeah, because as I usually say, speaking practice it's a very important type of practice, and the practice that I did yesterday I wasn't satisfied with it. So I want to record the new speaking practice video today in order to practice speaking, in order to confide. Yeah? Is there a word confide in English, or I just make it up? Made it up. Confide.
Confide.
Yes, confide. This is the word in English. And I want to...
Confide.
1 minute, I am...
Confide.
I'm not hearing... 1 minute.
Confide.
Yeah, right now I'm hearing this word. Good, confide. I want to confide for myself that my speaking skills are at least medium and sufficient enough to talk in English. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not pursuing the goal of becoming fluent right now. I'm not aiming for the fluency or C1, C2 level of English. Right now, I want just to fasten B2 level of English as much as I can. Yeah, as I possibly can in this year. So, the speaking practice is an essential part of studying English, and if I want to fasten my B2 level of English, I need to invest my time in speaking as well. Yeah, because honestly speaking, I prefer much reading than speaking. Yeah, reading brings me more joy. Yeah, I mean, you read your favorite book, or at least very interesting book for you. You engaged, you pronounce words well. Yeah, you structure your sentences well because the text is actually structured for you by native, and it just brings relaxing joy reading in English. On the other hand, speaking requires effort. Speaking requires effort from me, and there is a factor like I understand that I'm a learner, yeah, that I'm a student in English, that I can't simply perform fluently just like that, yeah. It's always gonna be effort. It's always gonna be studying. It's always gonna be um, adjusting in a language, and sometimes it might reduce the motivation or at least reduce the mood. Yeah, it's like you spoke in English, you learn English. It's like you've been speaking in English for a very long time. It's like you've been studying English for a very long time, but you still not stuck. But your progress is very slow, and the slow progressing uh, feels very well exactly in speaking practice, because other parts of language like reading, watching, writing, they are progressing easier, not easier but faster. Yeah, faster than speaking. So but but the speaking is, as I said, an essential part of language. You can understand, you can read, you can write, but without speaking, how would you communicate with other people? Yes, and the 50% of language is actually verbal communication. So that's why it's very important to invest time to conduct speaking practice. And that's what I'm doing right now. So let's get back to the chat GPT and read the questions and answer on them. and answering them. Yeah. As a question number one, why do some people prefer to keep their opinions private while others express them openly? Why do some people prefer to keep their opinion private while others express them openly? Mm, I don't think that I don't think that it's I don't think this question is about extremes. Yeah, I mean, one people prefer only express their opinion openly, and the other part of the people prefer hide their opinion. Yeah, or at least express it privately. I don't think that world works like that. There is a different situations in the world, different circumstances, yeah, different environment. And in one environment, you can express yourself, your opinion freely without, you know, because you have full trust and you know the person with whom you speak. And you might be in a new company, in a new environment, in a new societal circle, yeah? And you don't know the people, you don't know how they would react, you don't know what they like. So you express your opinion on different topics carefully, yeah? Like you, not the right word is you studying, you studying the environment, yet what the environment like, what the societal circle prefer, what is their interest, what is their values, and things like that. Yeah, before you will express yourself fully. And it's not about being shy or being afraid of of judgment. No, it's more about how human society works, yes, and how we communicate with other people. Doesn't matter shy you or absolutely open person, you always will be a little bit cautious in the new connections with the new people, because before you open yourself, you need to know to whom you are opening. Yeah? And this is my answer, yeah? There is no extremes, yes? People, yeah, of course, people are different. There is more introverted characters, more extroverted characters, more bold, more shy people. But in general, all of them operate from the trust. Yeah. All of them operate and open themselves according to the amount of trust or confidence. Yes. In a societal circle, in the people with whom they share their opinion. Yeah. This is my answer. The next question. How has the meaning of community changed in the modern society? Community. I think the meaning of community didn't change much in a society, because society it's actually is a community of people who are living in the same state, on the same laws, and in the same environment. Yeah, it's just a bigger understanding of community. Yeah, there is small communities, there is big communities, but they are all community by definition. So I think the meaning of community doesn't change. Uh, Probably size becomes smaller at the same levels, but in general, in general, sociality, yeah, how we call it, sociality. Yeah, sociality is community, just just by definition. Yeah, we all together, even if we don't like each other, even if we don't talk to each other, even if even we are trying to avoid each other, we still living in the same place, we still see each other, we still work in the same system, under the same laws, and under the same government, and it all affects us. Yeah, like we it all affects us, like we it, or it all affects us despite of the fact, do we like it or not? Yeah, that's how human society works. Yeah, you cannot be you cannot be outside of society. You can hide, you can avoid, but nonetheless you live in this environment. So one way or another, it will affect you. So my answer is the meaning of community doesn't change at all, because the community is a core structure of society. Yeah, essential structure of society. So the next question: what are the possible consequences of relying too much on convenience in daily life? It depends. It depends what we mean what we mean when we use the word convenience. Convenience like positive convenience is like comfortable flat, comfortable work, comfortable work schedule, personal car, money, medical care. What we mean by pronouncing the word convenience. Of course, there is positive conveniences, and we can see this word through different point of views. I mean, it might be positive conveniences, like conveniences that every person wants in their life, like financial stability, a comfortable place of living, personal transport, and etc. Yeah, things like that. Or, or and as well we can um, imply to not imply, but we can add to it uh, the convenience of the city, or the convenience of the place in which the person lives. Yeah, there is a lot of factors. Yes, and in general, these conveniences, like just good qualities, good features that makes your life more comfortable, they are usually positive conveniences. What about negative conveniences? I think these questions implies something like zone, something like not zone, but something like this term like sphere of comfort or zone of comfort. Yeah, and my sincere opinion and on this topic of zone of comfort and that zone of comforts and that zone 1 minute.
Zone.
Zone. I don't like zone. I like sphere. Let's use word sphere or field or uh, space of comfort. Yeah. Let's go sphere of comfort. Your sphere of comfort. In my many my there are people in this world who can think that a sphere of comfort, sphere of personal comfort, hinders them from progress. But in my genuine opinion and from my experience, then sphere of comfort, sphere of your personal comfort provides you 1 minute. No. 1 minute. Okay, I can't find this word. I can't find this word right now, but I want to say that, in my opinion, the things works in opposite direction, in a positive direction. I mean that your zone of comfort provides you with opportunity to be in comfort, and this comfort provides you with free time, less stress, and simply provides you with flourishing, flourishing circumstances to do what you want to do, or you need to do, or you decided to do. Like, for me now, let's make me as an instance, as an example. Let's get me, yes, as an example. Right now, I need peace, comfort, and just peace and comfort, yeah, and security as well right now. And in order to simply sit at home comfortably and conduct my own studying, I mean, practice in a working field, language studying, physical exercising, all these things requires my attention, and there is a lot of things to pay attention to. And when I'm not in a sphere of my comfort, I have to, yes, I force to spend my attention, spend my time, spend my nerves on other outer things that I don't need in my life, that only hinders me, and that only hinder me, and disturb. It's not the, yes, disturb, hinder, and take away my attention from the things that I need to keep attention to. Yeah. And in my case, zone of comfort is the desirable state. Yes, zone of convenience. Yes, it's a desirable state for me in order to consistently uh, conducting my personal studying. Yeah, I don't need outer. I don't need to get rid of my zone of comfort. I don't need to get away from my zone of comfort to grow. No, right now I need the perfect zone of comfort, which will provide me with the which will provide me the feature or the state of absolute peace in which I will be able to fully focus on my tasks. Yeah, that's how it works. I think in reality, I think how it works for every person. Surely, yes. You do not break your zone of convenience, your sphere of convenience, in order to achieve something. On the other, quite opposite. You stay in your zone of comfort in order to be productive, in order to be effective, and if you need, you make your zone of comfort wider, very slowly, gradually, step by step, by testing the ground before leaping to it. Yeah, if you understand this metaphor. This is how it should work, and this is how I know, believe, and this is the fact. Yeah, what I'm saying right now. And this question, what are the possible consequences of relying too much on convenience in daily life? I don't think that this is the right question. The right question is what what might be the possible consequence, what might be the positive or negative consequences of relying too much on convenience in daily life, or at least, is the relying too much on convenience in daily life a bad thing? Yeah, something like that. But what are possible consequences? I don't know. If you rely on convenience, you just will be convenient, or you will feel yourself in a comfort. Yeah, things like that. Sorry. Of course, this I can consider this question under or on difficult under different angles and points of view. But let's say that I choose the one about sphere of comfort and explain my point about it. I think no need to linger on this question. But okay, before I move to the next question, I also want to say that the possible consequences, like opinion is a fact in general. Yes, if you rely too much on convenience, if there is, if the situation happens that you will lost your convenience, or you'll be forced to do something out of convenience, it will be a stress for you. Yeah, because you wasn't prepared for that. You will be keeping inconvenience all the time, so you aren't prepared for something else that is inconvenient, and this is a stress. But the truth is, our life is stress. Yes, I mean, we never fully ready for everything. Yeah, we just live in our lives. Do we just live in our lives? For instance, conducting what we like to conduct, or doing what we like to do, and things happens, problems happens, different situation happens, and we simply forced to deal with it. Yeah, and it brings stress, of course, it brings exhaustion, but this is how life works. So you can't fully close yourself into the stable convenience. Yeah, there would be peaceful times, there would be difficult times. Yes, the only thing that you need to keep in your head, it's not about convenience or inconvenience, it's about that as a human you are naturally very adaptive creature. Yeah, so you can adapt to everything, you can learn everything, you can adapt to everything, you can manage to do almost everything thanks to your mind and body. And with this approach, doesn't matter how difficult problem might be, how difficult situation might itself might show itself, you always can adapt, you always can find the best possible solution at the moment, because you're a human and you have a natural ability to adapt. Yeah, your mind allow it, and this is one of the strongest tools, I think, in our mind, is adaptivity, because thanks to the adaptivity we we be, we me no yes we became the most dominant population in this world thanks to the adaptivity and our mind. Yeah. The next question: if people had more opportunities to learn practical life skills, how might that affect society? What do you mean by what if people had more opportunities to learn practical skills, practical life skills? What practical life skills? How to kill, how to cook, how to survive, how to, I don't know, how to get first medical help, or provide first medical help. What life practical skills? I think it's not a question of opportunities. Yeah, it's a question of what life brings to you. Yeah, what challenges life provides to you. Yeah, for instance, you as a child living with parents, parents care about you, parents cook you food, parents buy you clothes and things like that. But then you are grown up, you start in you start living alone, and at this point you need to adapt. As I said, yeah, you need to learn how to cook, how to get money, how to clean your flat, how to manage yourself, yes, by your own, without parents. And it's not that this is an opportunity to learn some practical life skills. It's how it works in life in general. You get to the new environment brings you new information, you adjust to this new information, you learn from it, you adapt, you you develop skills required for problem solving or task solving in this particular situation, life situation, for instance. And that's how it works. That's how it always works. That's how it works now. And I don't really understand the point of this question. If people had more, people have opportunities. What mean more opportunities? Yeah, I don't know. So I gave my answer. I gave my answer that I think that as I consider this question, not very well logically structured. And I gave my logical, structural, and I gave my logical answer on it as best I could. The next question. Why do certain public figures gain trust more easily than others? Um, mm, Good question. I think one public figures um, might be might be perceived might be perceived by people more trustworthy than the other, and it all goes from our deep biological system of how we perceive and how we consider or structurize information in our head, how we perceive information. So probably different body languages, the person voice, the rhythm, the pace with which person speaks. Is there confidence in the person voice? Is there logic and structure? Is there clarity in what person in what person is talking, in what person is saying? Yeah, there is a lot of factors, starting with body language, to the clarity of the point. Yeah, and all these factors our mind is perceiving, analyzing, and giving and providing us with conclusion how much this person can be trustworthy, at least at a first impression. Yeah, of course there is other things like facts about the past, the analysis how the person behaves during a long period of times. Yeah, and I think I gave the answer on this question. Yeah, no need to further elaborate. It depends on many factors, and our body, our mind is absolutely capable to perceive all of them and to analyze all of them. The question number 6. How important is for individuals to adapt to cultural difference? How important is it for individuals to adapt to cultural differences when living abroad? I think once I heard very, very, very solid quote, yeah, on this topic, and if I remember correctly, it was Jimmy Carr who said that, and he said that, yeah, there was a situation when someone from the audience asked him, what the best advice could you give to the immigrants? And he said, very simple, try to blend in. He said, try to try to blend in. Yeah, he said, try to blend in. And this is my answer on this question. Yeah, how important is? I think it's crucially important if if the individual want to get into the culture get into the society and simply be a part of the country uh, in which he living abroad, in which he living, yeah, the foreign country for him. It's like you need to learn customs, you need to learn cultural aspects, you need to learn history, you need to understand how people behave, so what is appropriate, what isn't appropriate, and simply try to blend in, try to adapt to it. The other people will see it, and probably one day after years, obviously, you will be able to tell, no one will be able to tell that you are a foreigner or immigrant. They will see you and feel you the same as the other persons who is native to this country, yeah, who is citizens. And you probably also would be a citizen, will be a citizen at that moment. So this is how it works, yeah. Just try to blend in, and this shows how important it is for an individual to adapt to cultural differences if he wants to get into the society, be a part of society. And we as humans, as a social beings, of course, of course, this is our unique feature, and we can't get rid of this feature. We require society. So in order to be part of society, you need to blend into this new environment. Yeah, simple as that. Question number 7. What are the long-term effects? What are the long-term effects of making decisions based mainly on short-term benefits? Oh, good question. 1 minute. I need to sip a little tea because my throat is dry a little, but it's all ready right now. It's better right now. What are the long-term effects of making decisions based mainly on short-term benefits? It's a question, it's a question of wide range of aspects. I mean, we need more precise details. We need more precision in order to answer this question precisely, rather than in general. But this question is actually forced me to answer in general, so I will try my best. We all know that short-term benefits usually might be considered as bad ones, but it's not always like that. Yes, your feeling of hunger or your desire to, get pleasure from something instantly, it's not a bad thing. Yes, always. You can choose the bad ways how to get these short-term benefits. Yeah, like narcotics, alcohol, or things like that. Um, but not about this. I think the core answer, the most right answer to this question would be when you do only short-term benefits, when you chase only short-term benefits, you train your mind to operate in this way, and the life is built not only on the short-term benefits. I mean, there is the things that will require from you long-time investment without instant results. And for as an instance, language learning, yeah, this is a very good instance of the thing that you will achieve, but you need to invest years in it, obviously, yeah. And it's not a short-term benefit; it's a long-term benefit. And if your mind is trained only to operate in a short term, like action result, action result benefit, it would be very difficult to you to force yourself into the long term process of studying or practicing. Yes, with without a constant result or constant benefits, and it will just simply makes you less adaptive to the real life, because in real life, as I said, we have fast benefits and slow burn benefits, like exercising, like language learning, like exercising daily. Yeah, If another very simple instance, if you will care about your health, if you will eat healthy, train properly, you will preserve your health for the further years. Yeah, for the periods when you will be old, you will feel yourself better. Yeah, than the people who destroyed their health only chasing short-term benefits at the young age. Yeah, this is a fact, but it's a long-term investment. Yeah, that will bring benefits to you in the future. If you are not trained or not, if your mind not trained to think like that, not trained to work like that, yeah, in a different perspectives, it would be difficult for you to even understand why should you know, let's say, sacrifice fun for the future benefits. Yeah, it's illogical because in your mind you live in short-term benefits. In your mind you are adapting only short-term benefit strategy. But the person who thinks for the future, the person who have strategical planning, yeah, at least ability to strategically plan, at least, yes, the person, we all have ability to strategically plan our life for long terms, yeah, for long distances. I wanted to say that the person with a long-term thinking, the person with the ability to consider, yeah, consider their life or plan their life for the longer distances, yeah, they can see the picture more. They can see the picture from the higher point. I mean, they have the wider range of view, yeah, the wider range of thinking, yeah. So they can get rid of alcohol, for example, because it will get some health benefits in the future. They can get rid of something unnecessary right now, like constant playing video games, in order to invest this time in achieving some skill that will provide them also benefit in the future, yes. And that benefit in the future might be used for the other benefits in the future, and you know what I mean, yeah, things like that. You can consider your life like one day period, or you can consider your life like some period of time, yeah, at length. And according to your thinking, according to your perspective, um, you make your plans. Yeah, you manage your life according to your perspective. But it wasn't. I I talked too much and move astray from the question. The question was, what are the long-term effects of making decisions based mainly on short-term benefits? And I think I explained. Yeah, when you make a decision only on short-term benefits, you don't consider the future, and it might be harmful for you in the future. Yeah, but if you are capable of managing long-term perspectives and short-term perspectives, you actually very adaptive to the life, and there is a big chance that you will make everything all right. Yeah, as it should be, as you planned for yourself, because you will know when to invest time, when to sacrifice something. No, not it's not about sacrifices. Sorry, when you will know how to invest your time properly. Sometimes for a short-term benefit, sometimes for a long-term benefit. Yeah. So question number 8. If people were less influenced by trends, how do you think con- if people were less sorry, 1 minute. I'm losing concentration already, but I will do my best. If people were less influenced by trends, how do you think consumer behavior would change? A difficult question for me, really, because I consider myself not the part of the trends, at least. I mean, of course, I'm living in a modern society. Of course, I'm one way or another affected by trends. what is popular. But in my case, I'm value my time and I value my attention. Yeah, because from the previous questions, you might get that I have things that requires my attention and my time. And if I would spend time, if I would spend my attention carelessly, I simply if I no, it's like second conditional. If I spend my attention carelessly, I wouldn't be able to invest it into the things that I need to invest. Like, I need to study. I know how much efforts and attention it requires. And if I will split my attention on some trends, on some social media, I simply wouldn't have energy and capacity for learning. Yeah, for learning languages or other things. Yeah. So in my case, it would be very difficult for me to answer on this question because in my case now I don't have Instagram, I don't have Facebook, uh, I don't have much messengers, and messengers that I have I use only like once a day. Yeah. And I'm trying to keep my phone as far as possible from myself during the practice, during the work day. So I'm kind of person who, with all efforts, is trying to not perceive, but it's trying to, the synonym of safe. It's not safe, it's like perceive. Uh, it's like conserve, not conserve, but preserve. Maybe preserve? Let's check this word.
Preserve.
Preserve, yeah. Yeah. I'm the type of person who is constantly trying to preserve his attention, to preserve his energy during the day in order to invest it into the right things, not into the distractions. And for me, it would be very hard to say how consumer behavior would change because, of course, I'm also a consumer, but I'm not paying much attention to trends. Yeah, really. I have my own trends. I have not trends, but I have my own task. I have my own vision, and I'm living according to this vision. Yeah. I don't need social media all of time. And of course I have YouTube, of course I have LinkedIn, yeah. But I use these things for getting some usable for getting some helpful and useful information for me. For instance, on YouTube you can get a lot of videos, like tutorials, like you can get a lot of useful information from YouTube. Yeah, it's like it's just a gold, yeah, by itself. Because I have, for instance, make my uncle made renovation of his flat only thanks to YouTube because he googled, find out the video how to do this, yeah, how to lay the 1 minute. How to lay the tile on the kitchen floor. He didn't know how to do it. Yeah, he haven't got education how to do it, but he find a video on YouTube tutorial how to lay tile on your kitchen floor, and after the video, he learned how to do it, and he did it by himself. Yeah, and that's how he renew all his flats. Yeah, just thanks to the YouTube. Me the same. I need to learn some skill. I need to learn how to fix something. I open up YouTube. I find the proper video. I get the information. I do what I need to do. Yeah. And that's how I use social media. So I can't answer how consumer behavior would change. Yeah. but I can in general just say that some obvious thing like consumer behavior would change according to the trends. Yeah, if trends change, consumer behavior also change. Simple as that. I can't elaborate more. The question number 9. Why do some forms of entertainment remain popular over time, while others quickly disappear? What exactly? Yeah, good question, but it would be much more interesting to answer if I have examples, yeah, to compare. In this case, I need to make up my own examples to elaborate on this question. Okay, let's try. Why do some forms of entertainment remain popular over time while others quickly disappear? Not really, not really. We need to know what forms. But let's answer in general. Yeah, it's a question in general, and let's answer in general. Some form of entertainment remain because people like it, people still keep it attention to it, and it still brings joy or interest to the people. That's why it's keeping alive. And the other form quickly disappear because probably it isn't appropriate, it isn't suitable, or isn't fitable for the modern society. Yeah, or at least people very quickly lose interest to it. Yeah, different factors. This is my answer. And the last question for today, this is question number 10. To what extent should individuals take responsibility for their impact on society? Very good question and very reasonable and important one. Sadly, I'm talking only with myself and my opinion on this matter. Not gonna make much changes, but I think the person should hold 100% responsibility and be aware of it. Yeah, aware. And be aware of it. Aware. 1 minute, let's Google this word.
Aware.
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 Aware. Oh, very difficult for me to pronounce. Aware. Okay. I think the person should hold 100% responsibility and be aware of it, that every action, every word, everything that the person do in the society affects the society. Because it's a fact, yes, there is no need for further explanation or proving. This is a fact, what I said. But the interesting thing that I read from, also to this topic, a very interesting thing that I read from English file, yeah, during the studying, is that the one and the only one and the most important rule of how to be socially. No. The only one rule, and no, the only one important rule that you should keep while being in society is to always consider those who are around you. Yeah, and it's very simple. Yeah, but by following this rule, you will be automatically consider people around you, and you will be automatically consider your actions. Yes, and no need for making it, no need for complexity in it. This simple rule will do all the work. Yes, always consider those who are around you, and at this extent, and this will tell you the right extent of what responsibility you have and what impact you have in society. Always consider other people and how your actions might affect them. Not that you need to always trying to make up for other people or trying to serve to other people. No, it's just only you're a free person. You have your own will, you have your own rights, you have your own freedom. But when you do something, you need to have a thought that if you are in social place, if you are in societal place, if you're in societal place, societal, yeah, societal. Societal or social, what difference? Interchangeably by gender, social verbs to interpersonal. Okay, societal and socials is interchangeable. Okay, good. I will use societal. If you are in societal place, if you are in social place, like with other people, you're free to do what you want. But, of course, you need to have a thought that you are not alone and your actions will affect other people. And you, at this point, you already need to be, I think at this point you need to be fair. You need to be fair to yourself and to other people. Some actions might not affect other people. Some actions is absolutely appropriate, but there are also actions that would be inappropriate or brings a lot of discomfort to other people. The discomfort that is not necessary and should have been and might have been avoided by you if you would keep more attention to this rule about always consider those around you. Yeah. And these were 10 questions from ChatGPT. I've been talking for 51 minutes, much more better than I did yesterday. Yes, and I think thanks to that I've been doing this speaking practice video fresh, yeah, at the beginning of the day. And so I need to get back to the other things, to the other practices. Thank you for watching this video and see you in the next one. Goodbye for today.